responders doesn't help tested super carriers of this.
The county is working to ensure the process is quick and results are in hand within 24 hours, so precautionary measures can be taken if needed. Last week, a San Mateo Consolidated Fire Department employee tested positive for the virus. Stanford University has managed most of the testing for first responders, and Verily is also doing on-demand testing at the San Mateo Event Center.
There's some other testing out there that's looking to come online that can turn around time.
Abbott Labs has received FDA authorization to make machines that get results in 5 minutes. Testing is needed for first responders, testing is needed for professionals and other essential professionals and other essential workers. Margie Schaefer,
Meanwhile, Santa Rosa elected officials and staff are honoring police detective Mary Lou Armour and they're inviting you to join them. She is a 20-year member of the Santa Rosa Police Department and died Tuesday due to complications from COVID-19 and since Santa Rosa's under a stay-at-home order, city officials are asking people to show their support for her by posting a picture to social media using the hashtag blue and using the hashtag blue. As of now, the beaches in Santa Cruz are still open, but as KCBS's Jennifer Hodges reports, Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Department, Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Department has make sure that people are honoring social distancing requirements.
It's okay to go to the beach, but it's not okay to go to meet up with people down there. Part of the reason the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office has formed the beaches and parks contact team. Deputies will be enforcing the social distancing rules.
We do have a lot of space for recreation out here. We have more state parks than any other county, despite we have a large coastal area. So we have a large coastal area to encourage recreation and health. To encourage recreation and health. But we are trying to discourage.
Jason Hoppen with the county says they want to encourage essential exercise, but discourage surfers and beachgoers from driving in from another county.
Eagle Shield High Performance Insulation. You see, heat rises. 80% of your home's heat escapes through the ceiling. Whether it's 20 or 110 degrees outside, Eagle Shield will keep you comfortable inside by reflecting 90% of the heat back in during the winter. And just as important, creates a barrier the heat cannot penetrate in the summer. Eagle Shield keeps you comfortable and saves you money. As an essential service, their goal is to help seniors avoid pneumonia by staying warm and safe. Right now, the first 50 callers get a space-age water heater blanket worth $175. Plus, when you mention KCBS, get 25% off. Folks, it's affordable and it works. Call them now, 800-88-EAGLE. That's 800-883-2453.
Eagle Shield.
The Eagle has landed.
Call 1-800-88-EAGLE.
Time for a look at the opening bell, sponsored by Personal Capital. Let's check in with Jason Brooks.
And Dan, job losses are weighing on the market, and we saw more losses today. The Dow dropping 361 points to 21,052. NASDAQ down 114 points to 73.73. The S&P lost 38 points to 24.88. We'll take a deeper dive into the numbers at 125.
All right, thanks for the update, Jason. There are only 3 24-hour bathrooms in San Francisco, a city with thousands of homeless people, many of them vulnerable to disease. KCBS's Rebecca Corral reports on a renewed push to get more public bathrooms and hand-washing stations to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
Well, it's terrifying.
Terrifying that thousands of people live on the streets of San Francisco with almost no way to wash their hands and stay clean during a highly contagious outbreak. San Francisco Supervisor Matt Haney says the city needs to get the most vulnerable among them into hotels now and provide more hand-washing stations throughout the city.
The CDC and the UN has a standard about 1 for every 50 people. San Francisco is very far from that now. Just for the people who are homeless, we're at about 1 for every 200 people, and that's only during the day.
He says it's much worse than that after sundown.
Right now in San Francisco, there are only 3 24-hour bathrooms in the entire city. So after 8 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, there's really nowhere to go, either to wash your hands or to do your business. And in a public health epidemic that we're seeing, that's very dangerous to them and to all of us.
With so many restaurants and businesses now closed, Haney says more 24-hour bathrooms and hand-washing stations are needed not just for the homeless, but for taxi, Uber, and delivery drivers still on the job. Rebecca Corral, KCBS.
With most people stuck in their homes right now, internet providers are struggling to maintain good connections under the increased demand. KCBS reporter Tim Ryan tells us some who are working from home are starting to get frustrated.
In a few words, tell me how I can help you today.
I could sure use a faster download speed.
Yes, at my house, too, upload and download speeds are off. It's a matter of huge demand, says CNET editor-at-large Ian Scher. People doing business from home and entertaining themselves at home.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen ultimately. The thing that's going to be interesting also is that AT&T and Verizon said that they were ready, that they had fortified their networks, that they had ways to protect themselves and to make sure they were okay.
Megan is a physical therapist working from home, and the poor connections are interfering with her online therapy sessions.
There's been a couple of times where I've had to actually just say, hey, I'm going to hang up, I'm going to call you, and we're going to talk through the rest of this. And so we had to do it that way. It's been pretty frustrating.
Tim Ryan, KCBS.
The art of luxury. The art of style. Tap into your unique personal style at All Natural Stone. All Natural Stone houses the Bay Area's most extensive collection of tile and stone, including a coveted inventory of exotic natural stone, marble, as well as a variety of porcelain slab. Their 4 showrooms in Burlingame, Berkeley, Dublin, and San Jose showcase the finest porcelain tiles, handmade ceramics, and artisan glass available. Your artistic options are limitless. All Natural Stone. The art of living. Visit them online at allnaturalstone.com.
Hi, this is Jason Brooks, now delivering stock market updates and other financial news you need from my home in the East Bay, and embracing a new way of living and working while we all get through this coronavirus outbreak. It's an honor to be part of the KCBS team, being able to provide our listeners with critical information. And I hope everyone adopts these simple yet effective measures, especially washing your hands. KCBS is helping the Bay Area stay connected. For more, go to radio.com/stay connected.
It's time for the 2020 census, but what is the census? For my grandfather, the census meant new possibilities. He came here 50 years ago for a better life, and he learned the census counted everyone to inform billions of dollars in funding each year for things that mattered to him and his community. Thanks to him, we all got counted, which gave us all the possibilities we have today.
Shape your future. Start here. Complete the census at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
This is Joanne Jenkins, CEO of AARP.
The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected at aarp.org/coronavirus.
Coming up on KCBS, the full economic impact of the coronavirus has yet to be felt, and there are some projections that just don't look good, especially if you're looking into buying or refinancing a home. We'll take a look at that coming up in about 5 minutes. 1:15 right now at KCBS. Back over to the sports desk, and here's Steve Bitker.
Projected NBA lottery pick LaMelo Ball has purchased the Australian Basketball League team, the Illawarra Hawks, south of Sydney, according to his agent, who says it's a done deal, but the ABL says, hold on, it's not quite a done deal. Ball averaged 17 points, 7.5 boards, and 7 assists in 12 games for the Hawks this past season before a foot injury ended his campaign. The start of the WNBA season has been postponed. It was supposed to start May 15th. The draft is still set for April 17th. The U.S. Women's Open Golf Tournament, originally set for the first week of June, has been rescheduled for mid-December at Champions Golf Club in Houston. The Tour de Suisse cycling race has been canceled for the first time since World War II. The 9-day event was supposed to begin June 6th. It's typically a tune-up for the Tour de France, which is still scheduled to begin June the 27th. And former marathon world record holder and New York and London marathon winner Wilson Kipsang was among 20 Kenyans arrested yesterday after locking themselves inside a bar and drinking throughout the night in a violation of Kenya's national 5 p.m. curfew. Kipsang also is a police officer. At the sports desk, Steve Bitker, KCBS.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-41-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 888-41-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 888-41-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 888-41-STEEL. That's 888-417-8335. 888-41-STEEL.
Critical information, comprehensive reporting.
Authorities believe that as pandemic continues, too many people were still gathering in too many places.
We are the Bay Area's news station, KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 1:18. Nimitz, and where are we starting, George?
We're starting off in Hayward with this major accident, Dan, on 880 in the northbound direction. This is right at Highway 92, just a bit north of it. A big rig and several other vehicles involved in this crash. There's also a spill there of oil, possibly some fuel as well. At least the 3 left lanes were reported blocked. 2 lanes were open temporarily to allow some traffic to get by. But this is a continuing and major problem. Mission Boulevard might be a good alternate for you instead of the Nimitz or possibly Hesperian for the northbound ride, which is backed up now to the industrial on-ramp to the Nimitz Freeway northbound. And continuing problems with BART, where service has been stopped on the Richmond line between Richmond and El Cerrito Plaza due to an ongoing major medical emergency at El Cerrito del Norte. AC Transit is providing bus service between those stations on lines 72 and 76. Your next update, 1:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And our Bay Area forecast brought to us by Star One Credit Union. Get totally free checking. Go to star1.org. Here's KPIX5's Mary Lee.
A dry day for today, but big changes ahead for the weekend. So high pressure in control for now, and then tracking 2 storm systems that'll arrive for our weekend, bringing the return of wet weather for us. Now, slightly below average daytime highs today, mid to upper 60s inland, around the Bay, upper 50s, low 60s, and upper 50s for the coast. A few more clouds, high-level clouds for today, but Saturday, our first storm system rolls in. It's a cold front bringing light rain, and then a stronger storm system will bring heavier rain on Sunday. An isolated thunderstorm is possible. It's going to be a colder system, and that means all of us will be back down into the 50s on Sunday. Picking up a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain through the weekend for the Bay Area, and a lot of snow up in the Sierra. A winter storm watch in effect for the west slopes of the Sierra and the Tahoe area. Could see 1 to 2 feet of snow with locally 36 inches of snow up in the Sierra. Unsettled weather into early next week.
All right, thanks, Mary. Can't see any area out of the low 60s this afternoon. San Jose 62, 63 in Concord, 57 in Oakland, 62 Santa Rosa, and 58 at SFO. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8s on KCBS. As the COVID-19 pandemic puts financial strain on many people across the country, Moody's is painting a very dire picture of the financial world. The LA Times reports the top economist for Moody's forecasts that more than 15 million people, that is about 30% of mortgage holders, will default on their payments if the coronavirus pandemic sustains into late summer. So for more on this, we're joined live on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Chris Thornburg, a founder, a real estate analyst firm, Beacon Economists. So, hey, Chris, appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Let's get straight to this. Is this forecast realistic? Is this alarmist?
It's totally alarmist. I don't really understand the underlying conversation. I mean, first of all, if this thing lasts till late summer, I think candidly foreclosures are going to be the least of our worries. There'll be a lot more issues to deal with at that particular point in time. I'm not saying it's going to go away anytime in the near future, but at least we hope that we're going to be able to get the economy up and running in the second quarter of the year at some point in time. Not to say it's not a tough few weeks in front of us, but I think starting out with the presumption that this is going to go on for a half a year or more seems at best alarmist. The other thing about this, and it makes me also a little wary, you've been hearing quite a bit of doom and gloom about this, what's going on out there. And the reason you keep getting these dramatic forecasts is everybody keeps saying, well, gee, the job losses we're seeing are worse than the job losses we saw back in the Great Recession, ergo everything else is going to be worse as well. But that's completely backwards. The Great Recession was brought on by a collapsing real estate bubble that had been hyperinflated by the subprime bubble of the previous years. This time around, the job losses are being driven by public health mandates. Otherwise, the economy's fine. And candidly, the housing market, when you look at the fundamentals, is the healthiest it's been in 30 years.
Well, that's what.
So I don't quite understand the logic.
The president's been saying that, too. He said that these are not jobs that went away. He said, we asked people to stay home. But unfortunately, those people are staying home. People are not spending money. And we are seeing a lot of companies that are eliminating or furloughing their employees. So the question is, are those jobs going to come back as soon as this pandemic is over and the all clear has been given?
Yeah, my guess is my answer is almost assuredly yes. Look, let's say magically tomorrow they came up with a cure for this thing. They won't, but let's say they did. We all know that the jobs are going to come right back because nothing fundamental in our economy has changed. Now, as you've noted, over the next few tough weeks, there are families and businesses on the edge who may start to tip into default. But that's the point of all this public policy and all this fiscal stimulus are put in place. Get people through these next couple of months. And, of course, if they do their job, if the numbers are as large as they say they are, it should work. And we'll come out the other side. Yes, there's going to be some harm. It's going to be an ugly Q2. But remember, the economy on the other side of this virus is going to look a heck of a lot like the economy before the virus.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of getting from here to there.
All right. Let's hope so, because it would be nice to say that we could look forward to Q3 or Q4 too as well. Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate your time. That is Chris Thornburg, founder of the real estate analyst firm Beacon Economists. So on that note, let's take a look at how the week ended on Wall Street and see if we can get some good news from Jason Brooks.
I wish I had some good news for you, Dan, but unfortunately the market sank once again. And as far as the sell-offs go during the coronavirus outbreak, in which the sell-off began in earnest on February 24th, this one really wasn't that bad, especially considering the horrific news we got in the job market today. Everybody knowing that the 700,000 jobs lost in March really is just a little bit of the true picture. That report only covered the first couple of weeks of March. We are looking at millions of jobs that have been lost, at least for the time being, because of the pandemic. But the market did sink some more today. The Dow dropping 361 points to 21,052. NASDAQ down 114 points to 73.73. And the S&P lost 38 points to 24.88. If I'm going to find some good news out there, Tesla, its stock rose 5.5% after delivering way more vehicles than expected in the first quarter. The company will take a hit like all other automakers in the second quarter, but many Wall Street analysts today say they expect Tesla to come out on the other side of the pandemic in better shape than most other automakers. Tesla stock up 5.5%. Again, the Dow dropping 361 points. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
We made USAA insurance for busy moms like Kate. She's a veteran made of flexibility to get everything done on time, like dropping off her kids at 3 different schools, driving to pick up supplies for her latest do-it-yourself project, remodeling her bathroom floor. So when another car accidentally bumps into hers, damaging her bumper and her taillight, Kate wasn't going to let a little fender bender put a dent in her schedule. With just a few taps on her USAA mobile app, Kate filed her claim and was back on track. USAA Insurance has made the way members like Kate need it easy. USAA even has payment plans that are flexible because Kate's schedule isn't, so she can get back to getting it all done. Switch and save with USAA Auto Insurance. Get a quote today at USAA.com/insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. Restrictions may apply to installment payment options. United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
It's time for the Xfinity Sports Flashback. This week in 1982, A's manager Billy Martin was in his third and final year as the Oakland manager, and Steve McCatty was his ace right-hander when something unusual happened in an otherwise forgettable spring training road game against the Padres. For years, Martin had made no secret of his dislike of the existence of the designated hitter rule. McCatty called on a bat boy to run upstairs and buy a 15-inch souvenir bat from the concession stand. When it was his turn to hit, McCatty approached the batter's box with nothing in his hands. Umpire Jim Quick asked him where his bat was, and it was then that McCatty reached around, took the souvenir bat out of his back pocket, held it up, and took 3 straight called strikes. In 1992, the Duke Blue Devils became the first team in 19 years to repeat as NCAA basketball champions with a 71-51 win over Michigan's Fab 5 freshmen. This sports flashback brought to you by Xfinity, reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy it your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
KCBS News Time, 1:28. George Rask is back with a look at the cars. George?
Major delays through Hayward, Nimitz Freeway northbound. They've managed to get one of the right-hand lanes opened, so now we have the 3 left-hand lanes blocked northbound with a big rig accident on 880 just north of Highway 92. And there's road work now for the Walnut Creek area, Olympic Boulevard down to Livorno Road. The 2 right lanes will be closed until 6 p.m. And ongoing problems with BART. Service has stopped between Richmond and El Cerrito Plaza due to a major medical emergency at El Cerrito del Norte. Major delays on the Richmond line in all directions. AC Transit providing bus service between those stations. Next update, 1:38, traffic leader, KCBS.
Bay Area forecast looks like we will see increasing clouds tonight and a good chance of rain and thunderstorms starting tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Daytime highs will be in the 50s to low 60s tomorrow and Sunday. Some gusty winds picking up Sunday morning and more rain, it looks like, Sunday with unsettled weather Monday, Tuesday, and possibly into Wednesday of next week. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Something encouraging has happened while we're sheltering in place. We've actually started to connect more. We're checking on each other to make sure everyone is okay. At Star One Credit Union, we believe the most important thing we have is our personal relationships. It's the basis of what we call the STAR treatment. After all, as a credit union, Star One is simply people helping one another out financially. To learn more, go to starone.org. Come get the STAR treatment at Star One.
Critical information.
There's clearly a segment of the community that are not getting the message that you need to stay at home.
Comprehensive reporting.
Whether it's confusion or disregard, not everyone is adhering to social distancing.
We are the Bay Area's news station, KCBS.
Universal is working to make entertainment more accessible to all audiences.
News that matters to you. Around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740. KCBS.
It's Friday, April 3rd, 2020. Coming up on KCBS, we continue our team coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic and what the Bay Area is doing to stay safe. That includes answering some of your questions about the coronavirus in our ongoing Ask Us series and the Supreme Court postponing hearings scheduled for this month. KCBS News Time, 1:31.
CBS News Update. The record decade-long streak of job growth in the U.S. came crashing to an end last month as employers cut 701,000 jobs, adding financial woes to Americans' coronavirus worries.
My bills are going to back up, and I'm going to be in trouble here in a couple weeks.
I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my gas for my car. Normally it's hard, but now it's totally hard.
President Trump commented on the precipitous downturn in a White House meeting with energy executives.
It's an incredible thing that's happened. Nobody thought this was for us, but we had the greatest economy in the world. Probably you were doing, all of you, the best ever. Everybody was doing the best ever. And then all of a sudden they said you have to shut down the country and they have to shut down the world because the whole world shut down, not the country, the whole world shut down.
As Congress ponders a fourth coronavirus rescue package, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said health care must be at the top of the list. CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
KCBS Radio getting the answers to your questions about the coronavirus pandemic. In fact, every morning, Monday through Friday at 9:20, we're doing an Ask an Expert segment, and each day we'll focus on a different aspect of the situation. Today we discuss the medical options available for dealing with the virus, what drugs can be used, possible vaccine effects from different forms of testing. KCBS's Stan Bunger talked with Dr. Margaret Hamburg, former FDA commissioner and former health commissioner of New York City.
Regarding the antibody test people are talking about, isn't it true that the body produces two antibodies spaced days apart? Since any antibody test must be for specificity and sensitivity, wouldn't it be unwise to assume a test would prove you have immunity?
Well, there are a couple different aspects to that question. The antibody test is an important test because it tells us about people who have been infected with the virus, but their body has mobilized to fight it off by creating antibodies. And there are different types of antibodies. Your questioner is right. But the main thing is that it takes a little while for the antibodies to develop, but then, the antibodies are your body's way of protecting you against an infection. And by doing an antibody test, we can learn about people who have been infected, no longer are actively infected, but have this evidence of an immune response. In almost all cases, developing antibodies does give you some protection against reinfection and future infection. This is a novel virus that we're dealing with, so there's a lot we don't know. So we can't say 100% for sure, but it's a pretty good indicator that you're going to have protection in many ways the same way that a vaccine would give you protection. So it's important to get these antibody tests out there and in use. It will help us to know when healthcare workers and other first responders that have been infected can go back safely into the workplace. And it's going to be important for all of us to be able to assess our status in thinking about how do we return over time back to a more normal life and into the workforce. So the antibody test is very, very important. We always care about specificity and sensitivity of diagnostics, no matter what kind of test it is, and it's important that we continue to expand access to the tests that tell you whether you're actively infected, and it's important that we continue to expand access to these new, more rapid and accessible diagnostic tests as well.
Why will it be possible to create a vaccine for the COVID-19 coronavirus when no such vaccine has been possible for the common cold coronavirus? This question kind of goes, why was it possible to create a vaccine for the SARS coronavirus but not others? What's the difference between these coronaviruses?
Well, the coronaviruses are all of the family, but each one is different. There hasn't actually been a vaccine developed for SARS or the other serious coronavirus, MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. There have been research efforts underway, and we're building on some of those now as we race to try to develop a vaccine against this novel coronavirus. But, making vaccines isn't always easy. It does take time, it takes good science, and it takes good technology as well to make the vaccine, scale it up, manufacture it, and get it to the people who need it. We are seeing a mobilization of science like we've never seen before in terms of the efforts both to find new drugs and new vaccines against novel coronavirus. And there have been important advances in science and technology over time that I think will get us more successfully to our goal of a vaccine and new therapeutics as we combat COVID-19.
This next one,
or to have serious disease.
This next one has to do with immune systems. The question is, can hydroxychloroquine and maybe taking a Finnish sauna bath help to improve our innate immune system?
Well, I haven't heard the Finnish sauna bath theory.
I'm not sure what that one is.
I've heard a lot about hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine is a compound that has been used for many, many years as an anti-malarial drug and also for the treatment of certain autoimmune diseases like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. It is a drug that has some toxicities, we know, in youth, but it's very beneficial for those conditions. We don't yet know whether it works against COVID-19 in people. It has been shown to have some activity in test tubes and in animal cells in a lab, but studies are being done now to find out if it really works or not against COVID-19. It has been tried against some other viruses in other outbreaks in recent years, and again, it showed activity in a test tube and in the laboratory, but didn't work in people. So I think we all want to explore it. We all hope that it will hold promise, but we need to study it to know if it actually works and will provide benefits to patients.
And you can listen to the entire radio interview with Dr. Hamburg and our other Ask an Expert segments at kcbsradio.com. If you have a question, by the way, that you'd like answered, please email us at askus@kcbsradio.com. That's askus@kcbsradio.com. 1:38 is the time. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. What do we have going on, George?
We still have 3 lanes of the Nimitz Freeway shut down northbound with a big rig accident just north of Highway 92, and what a backup to go with it on 880 northbound, backing up now nearly to Whipple, well beyond Tennyson, and even backed up beyond the industrial on-ramp to northbound 880. No exit there, but there is an on-ramp. They've only managed to get 1 lane open in the last 45 minutes that they've been working on this crash. And better news for the ride on BART. They are trying to get some limited service now between Richmond and El Cerrito Plaza. It was a major medical emergency. Trains are still not stopping at El Cerrito del Norte. Major delays in the service on the Richmond line in all directions. Your next update, 1:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Bay Area forecast looks nice this afternoon. Sunshine. We'll see increasing clouds later overnight with lows dropping to the 40s. And then rain arrives tomorrow morning and will stay with us throughout much of the afternoon and the evening on Saturday. Then Sunday it will be heavy at times. The winds will pick up. Again, temperatures both days should be in the 50s to low 60s, and the weather will remain unsettled through at least the middle of next week. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8s on KCBS.
Hi, this is Chris from Airport Home Appliance. During the ongoing public health emergency, our stores will remain open with reduced hours and staffing to meet the basic needs of our local community. We will also continue delivering appliances to ensure our customers can care for themselves and their families throughout this difficult time. Please check our website at airportappliance.com for up-to-date store hours and information. We are truly grateful for your continued support. Thank you and take care.
There are times when our need to connect really matters. To keep customers and employees in the know, to keep business moving, Comcast Business is prepared for times like these. Powered by the nation's largest gig speed network to help give you the speed, reliability, and security you need. Tools to manage your business from any device, anywhere. And a team of experts here for you 24/7. Because when every connection counts, you can count on us. Learn more at comcastbusiness.com/response.
KCBS News Time, 1:41. Good afternoon. I'm Dan Mitchinson in for Rebecca Corral. San Francisco small businesses struggling as a result of COVID-19 are getting a $1 million financial boost from a local nonprofit. We get more from KCBS's Carrie Hudasek.
$500 checks will be dispersed next week to 1,000 small business owners and their employees who are now out of work. Saver Life has partnered with Wells Fargo to provide that boost. President and CEO Lee Phillips says families are being hit incredibly hard at this time.
So people are trying to protect their families, they're trying to stock up on groceries and other things that they need. And to do that, they're having to oftentimes spend what little savings that they have.
Restaurants, hair salons, childcare providers, landscapers, pretty much anyone they know that suffered a complete loss of income will soon get their checks before receiving their federal government benefits.
We're hoping that these funds can rapidly provide some short-term relief to families and help them get what they need in order to keep stable during this time as those government benefits get up and running.
In addition to the funds, Saver Life also provides financial coaching to families who'd like to learn how to better save their money during the crisis. Carrie Hudasek, KCBS.
Gyms around the Bay Area remain closed during our shelter-in-place orders, so are members still paying monthly fees? And the answer to that question varies. But KCBS reporter Melissa Culross has more on what one San Francisco fitness center in particular is doing for its members and staff.
Some gyms are offering members credit for fees paid during the shelter-in-place order, while the general manager of the Harbor Bay Club in Alameda tells KCBS members aren't being charged monthly dues while the club is closed. In San Francisco, the nonprofit Jewish Community Center has suspended its fitness center membership fees for the month of April. But
we asked our membership, would they support our resilience fund by donating their monthly fees in support of the JCC and its ability to reopen.
JCCSF CEO Marcy Glazer says more than 500 fitness center members have donated their fees. She adds that because the gym likely will reopen before the COVID-19 pandemic ends, there will be some continued temporary changes.
Cardio machines in a typical gym are right next to one another. But we already have plans in place to reopen with every other or every two cardio machines in use.
The JCC had to furlough 70% of its workforce this week, and the donated membership fees will go toward paying insurance costs for staffers through the end of June. Melissa Culross, KCBS.
Needed medical help is on the way from an unlikely source. Steve with the details coming up in sports in 2 minutes.
Hey, Greg, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother's heart attack.
Thanks. He's okay now, but it really got me thinking about my family. You know, could my wife still pay our mortgage if I had a heart problem? Or could my kids still go to college?
Man, that is really scary. Yeah, you should call my life insurance agent at Health IQ. When I got life insurance for my family last year, they saved me 41% versus any other company I looked at.
41%? That's huge.
Yep. Health IQ starts by shopping everyone with the top 30 life insurance carriers to make sure they can get the lowest retail rate. Then they apply their exclusive healthy lifestyle savings, which can save you up to 41%. I literally got $1 million in coverage for my family for just $36 a month.
Just $36 a month?
Yep. You should check it out at healthiq.com/easy.
To save that much money, I'm going to call them right now. What's that link again? healthiq.com/easy?
Yep. healthiq.com/easy.
Here at KCBS, we're telling you how this emergency affects farmers.
We didn't even wash our stuff. We just harvested it, put it straight into the boxes.
Kids who raise animals for 4-H.
It's a big letdown. I know it's a huge part of it was showing what you've done and what you've worked for.
And how cocktails to go are helping restaurants.
An adult Happy Meal if you want it. Yep, absolutely.
In Oakley, Bob Butler, KCBS. KCBS is helping the Bay Area stay connected. For more, go to radio.com/stay connected.
Hello, Bay Area. This is meteorologist Lloyd Lindsay Young.
And meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez. For many years now, you've been trusting us to predict the weather.
Like thousands of customers from all over the country have been trusting Rhino Shield to protect their homes from the weather.
Now that spring is here, it's the perfect time to call Rhino Shield to protect your home and never paint again.
That's right, Roberto. Rhino Shield is a ceramic-based exterior coating that looks like paint and is applied like paint, but unlike ordinary paint, it's guaranteed not to chip, crack, or peel.
And right now, Rhino Shield is extending last year's biggest discount. Mention KCBS and save 10% or $2,500 off a whole house application. So if you're planning on painting your home this spring or summer, pick up the phone and call Rhino Shield now at 855-RHINO-55 and make this paint job your last paint job.
That's 855-RHINO-55.
Coming up on KCBS on our Tech Watch report today, how Google is using your data to find out if you're social distancing. Sports time right now at KCBS. Here's Steve Bitker.
The New England Patriots team plane loaded with 1.2 million protective masks has arrived in Boston after picking up the badly needed supplies in Shenzhen, China. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker negotiated the $2 million deal with Patriots owner Jonathan Kraft, picking up the tab after the federal government outbid the governor on supplies originally headed to Massachusetts. The plane arrived at Logan International Airport just before 6 p.m. 500,000 more masks will be shipped separately from China. The plane wasn't big enough for the 1.7 million total purchased, and 300,000 masks will be sent on to New York City. The chief medical officer for the National Football League says starting the 2020 season on time in September depends on a variety of factors, most notably the easy and widespread availability of testing and a quick turnaround of test results, neither of which currently exists. At the sports desk, Steve Bitker, KCBS.
Due to the COVID-19 emergency, East Bay Regional Parks are busy and staffing is limited. To keep these parks open and safe, we need your help. Keep a safe 6-foot distance from other people. No picnicking or group outings. And with all bathrooms and water fountains